and welcome to this week's episode of Rustie Sheep, episode 12. I'm sticking to the right number now. I don't know if you saw, but last week I did episode 9 because apparently I forgot about it. If you're a new viewer, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. It's always nice to have you here. This is me talking about my knitting, my life, who I am. A bit weird to have to tell you that in advance. Yeah, and just me talking about my passions in life. So welcome. Yeah, knitting this week. I have the feeling that I knitted a lot, but I don't have a lot to show actually this week. Let's just dive right in and then we'll babble along the way as I do normally. So, firstly, last week I finished the Winterfjell baby cardigan from Skeinier, and I bought some buttons and I added the buttons on there today. And yeah, it's really lovely. I'm seeing my friend normally tomorrow, so I can give it to her. But I had some leftovers, and I calculated, had a look at the pattern, and I calculated, and I took like a basic baby hat pattern, and I changed it. I used both, like the basic baby hat pattern and the chart from the cardigan. It's a repeat chart, so it's if you do a bit of counting, it's quite easy to do that. And look what I have. I made it into a baby cardigan. Look. How cute is that? And I blocked it, and actually everything worked out fine. The the baby hat pattern said knit it for 12 centimeters. I think that's 3.75 inches. I had to knit, and yeah, for almost 4 inches. And I measured it with the baby cardigan I had, and the pattern was exactly the same amount of rows, centimeters. So it was perfect. So yeah, it's a baby hat. I really love it. I blocked it. It's still a bit stiff from blocking it, but look at that. You can see I blocked it. You can see the lines here, but yeah. I just blocked it flat. Normally, I take a balloon when I block hats, but if you do that and your balloon is too tight, then it really stretches everything out, and I didn't want to do that with this baby hat. And yeah, I think it's so cute. I used the same colors as the cardigan, and I'm so in love with it. Holding like that, it's like holding a washcloth. Um, yeah, but this is what I did. I did that in an afternoon actually. Yeah, as soon as I cast on the stitches, yeah, the pattern is really addictive, and you just knit all the rows, and yeah, and then you start doing the decreases, like the last in the pink of the still in the chart. I decreased the rows because then it's just the chart was only 3 stitches, and it could take in account the decreases for the hats. So yeah, look. Oh, I love it, as you can see. So yeah, 3 minutes in, and yeah, I have half of the conversation already done. Half the knitting is already done. So yeah, I just did that. So I showed it to my friend as well, as she loved it. She was like, "Oh, so nice." I was like, yeah, I just did that. So yeah. Last week that I didn't talk about is that like a couple of weeks ago, I launched a request on a Facebook group I'm in, Addicted to Knitting, and I launched like who wants to be my test knitters, and like 20 people replied or more, like people really replied, and I asked them to send me a message, and they did, and then I've been sending out my pattern, and people are now test knitting. It's crazy. It feels wonderful. But it's crazy. I'll be happy to see some finished objects and finished socks and which colors. I'm actually excited of like what colors people choose. And I'm also a bit worried if what I wrote down is clear for everybody. But somebody already said that she was translating the abbreviations into Canadian abbreviations. I didn't know that was something I had to take account of. She was going to send me that version, and that's really nice of her. So I have another language available, if that's something I can call it. And I was thinking about writing the pattern in Flemish because I know Flemish people, like I think the young people, like they just knit in English. but I assume there's still people knitting in Flemish. So maybe I should post a question on that platform maybe, and asking like who actually knit in their own language, and are Norwegian people knit in their own language. So yeah, maybe something to think about it. I also have a friend, actually the one whom I'm making all the baby stuff for. She's very fluent in French, and yeah, maybe if she can give a translate in that as well. But I assume the style of writing is different. We cannot just translate the words, I assume, because I know old knitting patterns I have in Flemish from my mom or my stepmom, they found somewhere on the attic, maybe from their parents already. Um, their writing is different. They go, they talk about stitches. It's like, no, they actually knit. What is it? Yeah, knit three rights, knit three wrongs, stuff like that. But it's just purl and knit stitch. So if they say knit three wrongs, that means you have to knit 3 rows of purl stitches. So it's yeah, it's a bit difficult if you're not used to knitting in the way like that. If you're not used to seeing the pattern like that, the same with Norwegian patterns. They don't give you a lot of explanation. They just sometimes I knitted the Marius sweater, and the actually the whole pattern, including the chart, is 1 page. So you need to figure out, you need to think of your for yourself as well, like how many centimeters you need to measure yourself and calculate a bit. And it is challenging to do patterns like that. And I do love patterns like that, but sometimes I just want easy peasy, mindless knitting. And I don't want to be calculating all the time how many rows I need to do. And or yeah, my gouge, I'm just looking at that, I think. I never do like a sample knit. I should do that, but I know how many rows and stitches I have, like estimated stitches I have when knitting, and I know everybody's going, oh, you need like a swap. It's a swatch. It's a swap. A swatch. I never do that. And I just try and see if it fits. And that's why I like top down cardigans or top down sweaters, is because then I can just try it on. And I've only had it once that it was too small, and another jumper that was too big, and I just gave it to a friend. It is silly though that, but I think I made it too big when blocking it. I didn't really pay attention to the measurements when I blocked it. I just blocked it, and it was like last year or 2 years ago when I did that. I wasn't really that experienced in blocking and knitting, and then so yeah, me rambling again. Sorry. No, I want to talk a bit about my week. I can't remember what I did Monday. It's a blur for me. I did go to my parents' house on Tuesday. Just stopped by for half an hour because I had to pick up my beautiful new table. Yeah, my stepmom actually talked about it in a few episodes ago that I helped her spray paint some tables, and she mosaiqued a table for me. It's really beautiful. It's outside on my terrace, and it's not that big, but it's a perfect size. It has a candle in it on it, and it's really beautiful. And I'll put down a picture here. And yeah, she made that for me, and I was so happy. And I forgot to bring it with me on Saturday last week. So I just drove to my parents and picked it up. So Wednesday I had physical therapy, went for a run afterwards. Thursday I saw my friend. I took a half day off again. Apparently Thursday afternoons are the days that Thursdays are is the day that I take time off. Went to my friend Christine's house again. We started working on the skirt we want to make, and yeah, we didn't finish it because we always babble, and yeah, then we forget about time, and we eat something together, we go for a walk, and then it's like, oh, it's 5:30 already, maybe we should start working on the skirt we want to make. So what we did is we did buy the paper, we draw on the paper with all the measurements, we cut it out on the fabric as well, and then we just have all the pieces now. So now it's just sewing everything together. So I have some pictures of her like cutting everything out and drawing on the paper. So yeah, I'll put down there as well. It's just us, just talking, having a chat, a cup of coffee, and then yeah, we forget about time when we're together. We can easily spend like 6, 7 hours together, and really, it feels like 5 minutes. Yeah, it's just how we are. And lately, we've been seeing each other like 3, 4 times a day, a week. Sorry, not a day. Yeah, something like that. So I'll be seeing her this afternoon too. So Thursday, she convinced me to go for a drink. Yeah, I was drunk. We went out to small local pub she knows, and she knows the owner, and I've seen the owner before as well, PG, and yeah, it was nice. We were out on the terrace, and the terrace is along the river bank, and it's really beautiful. And we just enjoyed our time, and we had a laugh, we had a drink, and it was actually really drunk by that time. And I saw my colleague when he was walking home. He went out as well or had a drink somewhere. I can't really remember, but I do remember that I was really happy to see him, and I was like, "Oh, how are you?" And I was like really, really drunk, and I kept repeating myself like, "I'm so drunk. I'm so drunk." I even texted my boss like during that moment. I'm not allowed to text when I'm drunk, you know. Um, so I texted my boss, "Hey, I'm kind of having a drink right now. I'm in a bar and I think I'll be needing a day off on Friday." So I was like, why did I do that? It's just me. I don't have any boundaries anymore when I have alcohol. You know, I'm gonna be honest, I never think of what I'm going to say. I don't think about that in my head. I just blurt everything out. I'm just a direct person. But in moments like that, it's not a good idea. I need a kind of filter in between. Yeah, I'm just being giddy and funny and everything. I don't think about anything when I'm drunk. So it was nice. I did have a hangover on Friday. The thing is, the bars closed, the cafes closed around 1 here now. Normally in the weekend they're open till 6, 7 in the morning, or maybe later, sometimes 9 o'clock in the morning. But I think 1 o'clock is good because I know myself when I'm having a lot of fun and chatting with my friends, with my friend. Um, I don't know what time it is, and I don't pay attention to that. So I think 1 o'clock is a good time to go home. It was lovely. Yeah, it was only like a 10-minute walk from my house, but we did take a taxi. It's not that I couldn't walk anymore. It's just my friend had to take a taxi to go home as well, so she dropped me off before going to her house. Because yeah, by the time we were done, then there were no more public transport, no more trams here in the city. So yeah, she had to take a cab. So yeah, that was fun. Mind you, the hangover on a Friday was, I felt good in the morning. When I woke up, I was a bit, okay, I can do this. And around 8, still okay, arrived at work. Everything was fine. I drank a lot of coffee. But by 11, 12, somebody knocked on my head. I was getting tired and tired. And when I'm really tired, I'm really giddy and I, my mind goes just brainless. It's weird. People ask me something, takes like a few seconds for me even to grasp the question. So yeah, that was hilarious. So on Friday, we had a drink at work. Like we weren't with a lot of people at the office, but sometimes we do that. Have a drink on Friday, and yeah, I was having a beer, and I did stick around for a while, because and then I met my friend Sam. He's a really good friend. We've known each other since we were 16, so we've known each other for 16 years now. And he's just my friend. He's amazing. And he understands me and gets my humor, and he's just about the same. And we're really, really, really good friends. And we don't see each other that much. Even he lives like 10 minutes away from here, but he has his life, I have my life, and then just he pops up whenever. And it's always lovely when we see each other. And yeah, we had a drink again. So now I need to detox a bit and let my liver rest a bit, but it was lovely. I had a great weekend. Yesterday, I just hang around the house. I did some grocery shopping, but then I just stayed in and can't even remember what I did. Oh, yeah, I did. I played a game for hours. I played The Sims. I'm gonna play The Sims as well later today. I love that. It's just, let me get tissue. Sorry for that. So yeah, okay, I've been babbling for 15 minutes now. So first of all, happy summer. I forgot. It's summer officially. I'm so happy about this. Everybody feels great during the summer. The sun is out. People are having drinks, gatherings, barbecues with friends or family. It's just a lovely time of year. People go on holiday, the weather is great, you can do water sports, you can just hang out with friends like somewhere in a park, it's not too cold. So yeah, it's been really lovely the last couple of days. We did have some rain on Thursday. Yeah, we had some rain, but the coming days will be really beautiful, at least 28 degrees. It will be hot, but that's what I love about summer. I can leave for work without a jacket or a jumper. I just can, yeah, I don't need to carry something with me in case it gets cold. I just love weather like that, and it makes me positive. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, Thursday. Oh, the ex came back in my life. You know, he's a good guy. Deep down, I know he's a good guy, but we are disastered together. We're like a tornado, hurricane, and an earthquake all together. We love each other, but we're a disaster with each other. We're so toxic, we cannot be together. And we're all so drawn to each other. It's so weird to have that with somebody. It's like we don't talk a lot, and it technically was my fault because I did send hey while I was drinking. So I'm not allowed to text while drunk, okay? So yeah, we were chatting for 2 days. We wanted to meet up again, but gladly we both got our mind back and our sanity, let's call it that. And we decided not to meet up because we both know it's a disaster when we do. We get in that kind of vibe. It's so weird. It's like so a lot of, yeah, passion, maybe. I don't know. We're so drawn to each other, but we know we're bad for each other. So, and I did wanted to see him, of course, see how he is, and I still care about him. But I'm so happy that we both decided that it wasn't a good idea. Um, he's not ready for real commitment, and I am, and then we just go into some weird kind of needy relationship from my side, and he's taking a lot of distance from me. It's a roller coaster. That relationship was a roller coaster. And you can love somebody from afar. So I decided to do that now. It's like I wish him the best. He's a good guy, and he needs to like get his image from himself, change that image because he doesn't see himself like the way I do. And we've been broken up for a while now, and I still see the good in him, but he needs to start seeing that. So yeah, I do wish him the best, but no, no more roller coaster. Like on Thursday, I was so happy. I was crying, happy. My emotions went everywhere. It was like, no, I don't want this. I don't want to be like the whole mess again. And that relationship really hurt me. It's like there were moments I thought I would never get over it, and he just posted questions like, "Are you over it already?" And I just answered no, because that is not something you can get over. It will always be in the back of your mind. You always will have those strong feelings for somebody, but your mind is telling you, like, be careful, it doesn't work. So yeah, that was a bit exciting as well this week. We were supposed to see each other on Thursday, then he canceled and rescheduled to Friday, and then like, no, 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 we're not doing this. And I'm happy he had the same idea, because otherwise I would be heartbroken all over again, and I know that. And yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. If you have ever had a love like that, it's so heartbreaking. It's so lovely as well. We did have good times. We did have amazing times as well. Um, He was good to me sometimes. I was a bitch to him sometimes. It's just part of life, I think. He is the guy that I learned a lot of lessons from. How a relationship shouldn't be. I think that's the lesson I had to learn. I believe that love is effortless. It just goes. It just follows. It's just there. There are no issues. With us, with everything, we had issues. With every step of the relationship, we had issues, and we kept working on it. We kept fighting for each other and drawing each other back in. Like when the one party wants to get out, the other one was there pulling again. And me too. I did that with him as well. Like when he wanted to get out, I was like convincing him, trying to pull on him, like come back, and he did. And the same when I want to get out, we were that dynamic was so messed up. So no, I don't want that for myself anymore. It was difficult to realize it, and but I'm happy that this happened because again, I chose myself. And leaving him, that was the hardest thing I had to do. It's like, I know I'm going to be messed up for so many months, but we had to break up. We couldn't do that anymore. For months we were fighting and breaking up, and I was crying, I was depressed, I was no, 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 no. Now I couldn't do that anymore. So actually, I'm proud of myself and I'm proud of him as well. Like we both had the decency and the strength to say no to this situation. So yeah, I'm happy about that, and I'm proud of that. So for both of us. So it is weird to say that to talk about your ex this way, but deep down, I know he's a good guy. Deep, deep, deep down. So yeah, no, enough about that. So the roller coaster this week. But with all those things and being summer, I think summer is a new start, a new season. I decided I'm going to talk a bit about that. Is I write a lot. So every thought, every anger thing I have, every just yeah thing in my head, worry, for example, I write down. And I have those books. They're just black books I get from the office, those. And I decorate them. So with hopeful quotes or nice pictures, like on the back, there's some flamingos. And then it says, nothing is permanent in this wicked world, not even our troubles. This is a quote from Charlie Chaplin that's on the back. And on the front, it says, it's time to start something new and trust the magic of new beginnings. You were put on earth, on this earth to achieve your greatest self, to love out your purpose, to live out your purpose and do it courageously. So these are the quotes I chose. And yeah, this is just my book. I write things down, my ideas, my worries, and it helps a lot. I started doing that, I think, last year after the breakup, actually. I just writing. Some days I can't write a thing. I just take a pen and try to write, and nothing comes out. And then moments I just write 8 pages, 10 pages, everything comes out, and you can see it in my handwriting as well. It just really goes fast, and like everything from my head needs to put on paper, and yeah, it helps just to process things. And I'm a person, as soon as I tell it to somebody or I write it down, it's gone for me. It's somewhere here. It's somewhere safe. This has a lot of my secrets, not this one because it's a new one. I started it today, but yeah, the previous ones, like I keep them because I just want to see, like 1 year ago, like when, for example, next year, I want to read back what this moment was in my life, or when I'm older, to see all the worries I had for what. So, yeah, writing helps a lot. I love my book. And every time when I start a new book, just the first verse on in your new book, it feels amazing. I told you beforehand that I'm weird, okay? So yeah, enough about that. I still have one project I want to talk about. I hoped I would have finished it by now, but I'm always almost there. I promise you next week I can show it as a finished object. I'm certain of it. I cannot say so because I'm never certain of things, but I'm gonna try my best to finish it. Let's say that. But I'm almost, yeah, I'm almost done. I accidentally hit my mouse and it stopped recording. So sorry for that, for the break. So Maya Boreal. So last week I was going on about that I did the rib, but it was too tight and the jumper was too short, so I added about 3 centimeters, I think, or maybe 4, like an inch and a half extra on there, and then I did a 2 by 2 rib, twisted rib. So now the length is perfect. I'll show you guys. I have finished one sleeve already. These are still the stitch markers from my decreases. And I started the second sleeve, so I've already done 4 decreases. As you can see, I'm just reusing them. It's like every time I need to decrease, I just take a stitch marker from the other sleeve and then just put them down there. So if I'm taking this as a travel knit, I always have my stitch markers with me, so I leave them on. So I also know how many I've done and how many I still have to do. So I have to do about 10 decreases. I'm close to the 5th one, so my sleeve is halfway done almost, and then the rib. But then I've been thinking, I followed the pattern for the neckline, and it's actually just a knit and a purl stitch for the neckline. Let me show you the other way, this way. And everything is rib, so maybe I've been thinking of picking up the stitches along the neckline and just doing a normal rib. I'll see how I feel. But I do like the neckline because I have the same jumper but in different colors. So yeah, almost done. Almost done. There's some fluff. But look, and it's not the weather anymore to wear it. It's really worn now, but I don't mind. So yeah, that's what I've been doing this week. Actually, I redid the neckline from the trig sweater from my friend Caroline's. Sunday I went to her house and I took the sweater with me, but the neckline was a bit too tight. She couldn't get it over her head. So I decided to unrib the rip out the neckline and redo it. And I actually went up a needle size and I found on YouTube a really, really stretchy bind off. You just knit one, you reverse, yarn over, knit the next stitch, and knit everything together. So I've never done this, but it was nice. It's really stretchy bind off, so hopefully it fits her now. Otherwise, I'll be having a problem again. So yeah, that took about an evening as well to undo that and start knitting their neckline again. Yeah. So yeah, that's me babbling about my week and about my ex. Sorry for that, but the reason there is like I want to support people. Like if you're in a bad relationship and a relationship where you can't be yourself, please always choose yourself. I know it's scary sometimes being alone and leave your world behind, but you really need to evaluate your relationship and just see if you're happy. And I did love him, but yeah, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. That's why I actually chose this tattoo, Love Yourself. I actually got the tattoo a week after we broke up. It's you're the person you need to live with for the rest of your life. And if you don't love yourself, you don't respect yourself, you will always be unhappy. And you know, it's a journey to start loving yourself. It is. I went through that journey it started about a year ago. I went through hell and back and I didn't know who I was. And sometimes you have a vision of yourself or an image of yourself and you're nothing alike. It's just based on what somebody said something to you or misjudged you, and sometimes one sentence you can carry for the rest of your life with, and that is not healthy, that is not good. And I had a depression before, I had a burnout before. Yeah, I did have some stuff in my life to be sad about, but you know, I just want to be positive. I had the same issue last couple of weeks. I was being negative and I was hating the world, hating people, shouting, complaining, and it doesn't bring you anything. I don't think you should be joy, joy all the time, but try to see positive things in everything. It's like with my ex, we lost a baby and it was awful. My heart broke, but because of that, I had my whole operation. They told me I could have children. Well, like 5 years ago, some doctor told me my tubes were not okay, so I wasn't allowed to have. I wasn't able to get children, and because of that, I know it's really something painful when you go through that, but it's something. I tried to see something positive, and I know it's a hard story to tell, but and it took me a long time to see something positive in this situation. But afterwards, it wouldn't have fixed our relationship. It actually would have just added more stuff on the relationship. And he wasn't ready to become a dad. And I would have done it alone. I have to do it by myself. And that's not something I want to do. And yeah, I know I said I wanted to do that by myself a couple of weeks ago, but when times goes by, you need to be honest with yourself, and that's what I'm going here. Sorry, I'm getting off track again. The most important thing in life is be honest with yourself. I always said, since I was 16, I want to be a single mom because my parents split when I was young. My mom remarried a couple of times, and that was the situation I grew up in. My mom having different guys, my mom having different husbands, and that's the person she was. But that made me more guarded, like relationship wise. And like, I don't want to have that. I don't want my child to have different people in their life. I don't, that's why I should do it for myself and do it alone. But then I spoke with a friend who lost her dad when she was young. I know she actually never knew her dad. She was talking about that. And I was like, oh my God, I don't want my kid to have that. I wanted my kid to have a dad. So, yeah, I believe that when you meet certain people along the way is to teach you stuff. And but if you're not open and not willing to see those lessons, you will always be stuck in life. And I don't wish that on anybody. I'm 32 years old. I've had a lot of issues in my life, and now I'm just trying to be positive. Like I'm doing a lot of things I've never thought I would do, like this podcast, and this makes me so happy. It really does. Like talking to you guys and getting to know people, and even people from work. Like, oh, I saw your podcast. Or I know my knitting friends are watching this, but still, like people who don't even have interest in knitting, they watch it because they want to support me, and that is just so amazing. So, lesson of today, always be honest with yourself and dig a little deeper, okay? Emotions are not bad. They're there for something. They were created. They're part of life. It's just, I always try to understand other people where they're coming from. This is still a lesson I'm learning. Like when somebody is upset, I take it personally, but sometimes it's not about you. It's something about something totally different. So, yeah. Okay, so sorry for the babbling. Hope you enjoyed this. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Have a lovely, lovely week. And yeah, bye bye.